the famous Chinese restaurant sequence. That was pretty elaborate. What was happening is that Jude was constructing this gun out of chicken bones, or what looked like chicken bones, and then that thing shot teeth. And the Chinese waiter comes over, and he shoots him, and it grazes his cheeks and takes part of the ear off. And of course, he gets pissed. And he takes out the meat cleaver, and Jude throws the soup right into his face and then managed to shoot his face off. Okay? So you had like all these elements, and I said, well, we can't put explosive like what are normally squibs onto somebody's face. That's way too dangerous, especially with an explosion of that magnitude, you can imagine. And plus you want to keep the actor's mobility. You don't want like a dummy there. It's like boom, and then the face explodes. So what I did is, on the original actor for the whole sequence, he was wearing appliances covering his own ears. So we flattened down his ears, so he was actually wearing fake ears and a wig. Okay, right from the start, to widen his head a little bit. Okay, but not so that it looked weird. And then underneath one side there was a rig that was basically air compressed. It was a bladder that I made, and it was compressed air, and in that tube was inserted like blood gel, gel blood and some blood in the tube. So then when you push the trigger, it just shot out the appliance, and it was just air. It didn't hurt anybody. It just shot out this part and this part. Then when we got that part done, there was the soup in the face. And what I did for the part where he shoot his face off, I took a cast of the actor, this time with this expression on his face, like this. And it was basically a whole appliance like a mask that went over his own face. His face was at repose underneath. So the fake face came on, and it had like two plugs, and again, a system of bladders that went underneath, filled with blood gel that went behind his neck. Okay? And Bob Hall was controlling that. We worked together on this. And it was filled with the blood gel, and then when it came the time, he raised his legs, and then blam, and then the whole face explodes. Without hurting the guy underneath at all, because there was like a plastic vacuum form covering his face, and that fake face was on top. So that's how it was done.